Peace. While you are waiting for the one God has chosen to be your perfect fit in life, one of the blessings God introduces into your life is peace. Peace in any situation and no matter the circumstances is priceless. It is something people long for, but some never get because they have not truly allowed God into their lives. Peace is also one of the fruits of the Spirit, and so when you have God dwelling in you, it becomes easy to experience His peace in your life. Getting into a relationship can be great and exciting, but that's only if it's with the right person. It has been said that it is better not to marry at all than to get married to the wrong person. Apart from that, there is a great need to feel complete as an individual before you jump into marriage or a relationship. So, while you wait for the right one, God blesses you with peace, knowing that things will turn out well in the end. Many people will fret and become unnecessarily anxious either because they feel they are not getting what they want at the time they want, or they are scared that they will never meet the right person in life. As believers, this is not the case with us. The Bible tells us not to be anxious about anything, but present our requests and petitions to God in prayer and thanksgiving. Philippians 4:6. It then goes further to say that the peace of God will keep your hearts and mind. That's a peace that passes all understanding. So, irrespective of what's going on around you, as long as you have the peace of God, you can feel safe and at rest. You don't have to be bothered about anything, and that same peace will guide you into making the right decision when the time comes. If you are still single and waiting for the perfect one, keep enjoying the peace of God in your life. Close fellowship with God. As much as our relationships should bring us closer to God, there will still be one form of distraction or the other when you are in a relationship with someone. Another thing you enjoy while you wait for the right one is a close fellowship with God. Even as you are trusting God to bless you with a partner and give you the right one, your focus will be mainly on God and not on your partner or spouse. It is at this moment that one must learn how to have a close, unbroken relationship with God that will be able to sustain them even after they become yoked in a relationship. Before Adam met Eve, it was just himself and God. God would come in the cool of the day to fellowship with him. Apart from the business of tending to the garden and caring for the animals, he had nothing else to do. Adam didn't even notice that anything was amiss until God pointed out that it was not good for the man to be alone. Even though God wants us to be in a relationship for better efficiency and many other things that come with being with the right one, the major focus of God is our individual lives and walk with Him. While you wait, you become closer to God, and that's the most important thing in life. You can pray more, study your scriptures regularly, and do other things that would have been difficult to achieve if you were already in another commitment. Moreover, since you have that close fellowship with God, when the time is right for you to be in a relationship, you would know, because God Himself will direct you. You would have become so used to His voice and presence that it would become impossible for you to make the wrong choice in life. At a point, Paul, while admonishing the Corinthians, said it is better not to marry because a married person will have divided attention, seeking how to please their spouse alongside pleasing God. That's not to say that being in a relationship is a bad thing, or that you cannot serve God while being with your partner. But the truth is that it becomes much easier if you have a very strong foundation in Christ already, and that is one of the things that God blesses you with while waiting. We see Isaac in the scriptures always going out in the evening. What was he doing? He was meditating, listening to God, and having communion with Him. And that was what he was found doing even on the day Rebekah was brought to him. And so, when his wife had issues giving birth, he found it easy to talk to God concerning her because he already had a smooth relationship with God. Patience. As far as our walk with God is concerned, patience is a necessary virtue that cannot be done without. You simply cannot avoid the need to be patient, and it is one of the fruits of the Spirit. See James 1:3-4. Be assured and understand that the trial and proving of your faith bring out endurance and steadfastness and patience. 4. But let endurance and steadfastness and patience have full play and do a thorough work, so that you may be people perfectly and fully developed with no defects, lacking in nothing. Sometimes we see our need to wait as a form of punishment or unfair treatment, when indeed it is an opportunity to build an important attribute that would be required in our walk through life. If we got everything we need at the moment when we needed it, we might take it for granted, and there would be no talk of having to wait on God. Many have become hasty and ended up with the wrong person. While waiting for the right one, God gives you the endurance to wait. Romans 5:3-4 also tells us the importance of patience. Romans 5:3-4. Moreover, let us also be full of joy now. Let us exult and triumph in our troubles and rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that pressure and affliction and hardship produce patience and unswerving endurance. 4. And endurance, fortitude, develops maturity of character, approved faith and tried integrity. And character of this sort produces the habit of joyful and confident hope of eternal salvation. If Abraham was in a hurry to find a wife for his son, he would have found any of the ladies where they were resident to be a wife to his son. Isaac as well could have looked for any woman for himself, but he was patient to get one that God wants for him. If you will get God's promise for your life, you will need patience. And no matter what others are saying, what people are doing, you will be content to remain patient until the right one comes along. Pressures will not push you into making a hasty decision or having to do things that you don't have to do. It's another blessing you receive while you wait. Self-confidence. It is important that you feel complete in yourself before getting into a relationship. Sure, a relationship should complete you, but it should not be the main source of your validation or existence. For instance, some people don't have a life outside of their marriage and relationships. Take away their partners and they become non-existent. You should remember that God created you individually and invested so much time in you. Relationships are meant to complement you, to help you fulfill the task that God has placed into your hands. So it shouldn't define you in any way. You should have your own identity. Have your plans, know your abilities, your strengths, and your limitations. It makes the relationship even more interesting this way than when you come in as a complete individual, than when you have to depend on your partner for validation or your identification. Another thing God blesses you with while you wait is self-confidence, good esteem. You know yourself so well and know the things you can achieve. Ruth had a reputation before she got married to Boaz. She was a strong woman who had come out of tragedy, and still she had an identity even without any man in her life. Especially when it comes to women, there is a need to find your own identity before getting entangled. Rachel was a keeper of her father's sheep, and so was Rebecca. While they waited for Prince Charming to come to sweep them off their feet, they found something to do. In waiting for God's choice of a partner for you, God will bless you with good confidence and high esteem. You discover the treasures that are hidden inside you. As a result, you won't just settle for just anything or anybody. Favor. Finally, God's favor is a mark of His presence and a seal of His love upon your life. It is one of the things He will bless your life with, even to ensure that you meet the right person. Remember, Proverbs 22:8 tells us that whoever finds a wife has found a good thing and obtained favor from the Lord. Apart from getting the right person, God will also favor you in other areas of your life, and in the process leading you up to that relationship. Even before Esther met the king, she received favor in the sight of all who saw her. As you wait for God to bless you with the right one, you will see favor at work in your life.